You know what? It has always been my dream to be caught up in a penny stock pump and dump scheme. And I found just the channel to get caught up in it. It's called Alpha Status Stocks. So let's go check them out and click on their most recent video and see what stock they're pumping.
Ticker symbol for this one is going to be APGOF. Okay, this is Apollo Gold and Silver. And before you click away from this video saying,
Andrew, I don't like to hear about gold and silver because it's not high reward.
yes, it could potentially be high reward, especially when you have a low market cap, a low amount of outstanding shares, and a low amount of volume that we're going to be telling you about in today's video.
Low market cap, low shares. Nothing about the profitability of the company, but it has a low market cap and no shares. Therefore, there's potential for massive reward. Now, I went and looked on YouTube because I didn't know anything about this company, Apollo Gold and Silver. And what do you freaking know? There are like 10 or 15 decently large YouTube channels that were all paid by Apollo to advertise their penny stock. And the crazy thing is that all these freaking videos seem to have dropped within 5 to 10 hours of each other. And if you don't believe me because, oh my God, Alpha Status is so smart, they know everything, oh my God, they call this stock, they call it before anybody else. Let's go look at some of these other videos that other YouTubers pumped out.
Now, getting right into it, the stock we're going to be talking about today, like I said, is a hedge against riskier investments, yet it is also outpacing the S&P 500 over the year to date, which is up 20%. It is also outpacing the NASDAQ, which is up once again about 20% over the last year. And so, as we can see, that company is Apollo Gold and Silver. This is ticker symbol APGOF.
Highly focused on silver called Apollo Gold and Silver Corp. This is a company trading under the ticker symbol APGOF.
So Apollo Gold and Silver is traded under the ticker symbol here in the U.S. under the ticker symbol APGOF over the OTC markets. And then in the Canadian markets, the TSX Venture markets under the ticker symbol APGO.
Now, when this occurs, you number one are going to want gold, which is what Palantir has. And number two, you're going to want silver and silver vehicles because silver is gold on steroids. So now let me take a minute and give you a word from our sponsor, which is Apollo Silver, one of my new favorite silver stocks. The chairman of this company is Andrew Bowering. They are traded on the OTC in the United States as APGOF.
Miners become really important. It's very important that we also consider investing in those, not only from a speculative point of view and making money, but also in providing money for these miners to get it out of the ground, or else we're not going to have it. That goes for both silver and gold. So I'm going to be talking to you today about Apollo Silver.
I've looked at the price of gold, and that is now around $1,800 an ounce. And I've looked at the price of silver, and that is only around $25 an ounce for a price of silver. Now, I've researched how I could buy silver online since I wanted lots of it, but I really didn't get anywhere. But then something interesting happened. I found a company named Apollo Silver, which is a publicly traded stock and is the sponsor of this video. Apollo Silver, which is stock symbol APGOF.
Apollo Silver, ticker symbol APGOF, purchased their cornerstone project from Pan American Silver. There are very few companies that still own silver projects in the United States, and even fewer that are run by Andrew Bowering, whose gold company is up 3,600%.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't that just make your skin crawl? A massive, coordinated propaganda campaign where a bunch of YouTubers, all at the same time, start pumping the same penny stock, and they are all bought and paid for. Isn't that disgusting? I mean, I don't know if it's legal or not. I'm not a penny stock lawyer or a securities lawyer, but it just seems really scummy to me. It's almost like there's some kind of massive coordinated pump and dump. And you don't have to trust me. You can go look on YouTube yourself. Now, Alpha Status, they did admit they were paid for, and you have to like put that you have a paid advertisement in your video, which is fine. Whatever, you know, they got paid. They're sellouts. They pump stocks on their fans. You know, and they probably make a fortune no matter what. But let's go look at some of their fundamental analysis and their technical analysis, and then we're gonna go look at the financials of this company. And I'm gonna give you a rundown of what I think is going on. I could be wrong, but we'll see.
So listen, the way we're going to break this down is Mike is going to do the fundamental analysis. You know how he breaks that down for you, nice and simple. And then I'm going to give you a technical analysis. And then at the very end of this video, we're just going to give you our general opinion on this stock. Do we think it could potentially be a good play in the future?
They got paid to pump this stock. I wonder what their general opinion is going to be.
Okay guys, so what we're talking about in today's episode is Apollo Silver Mining. What they are is a silver mining exploration company, right? Now I could go over and tell you this 26 page of their investor presentation, and I don't think any of you would follow along or be interested in that because it's a lot of boring, very in-depth technical information that I'm going to be honest, I didn't even understand upon immediately reading, and I don't think many of you will either. I think a lot of this information will go above a lot of our heads because most of us are not mining experts, and a lot of the terminology used within this 26-page investor presentation is jargon. It is just jargon to us, and you have to read 3 sentences and then go Google 3 words used in those 3 sentences, and then come back and read 2 more sentences just to Google 5 more words just to try to figure out what one single freaking slide means.
I have no idea what any of the company materials mean. But I got paid for, so I'm going to really pump up this stock.
Let me grossly oversimplify all of it for you in their investor presentation. Basically, they have an award-winning management team with decades and decades of experience in the mining exploration, silver mining exploration specifically. And through all of their experience, they have identified and started this company that they believe has a lot of potential due to a wide number of reasons, having to do with the depth that they need to drill, the ground hardness that's there, having to do with the actual assets that are in the ground. And this one is not just based on speculation, and let me tell you exactly why. Basically, in the coming months, the company will be engaged in 3 main de-risking and value-adding activities. Number 1, drilling. These projects that the company owns are past producing silver mines, meaning they've already produced the silver in the past. That is not speculative in this regard. They're not just buying land and hoping silver's there. There's already been silver here. So this means the silver is there, and the value add is in the modernizing of the drilling on the project, going deep and using newer state-of-the-art technologies that weren't available back then that are available now. And number 2, issuing of an NI 43-101. This is an official government report on the resources. This is going to bring its historical silver resources up to standard code and basically legitimize the over 100 million ounces of silver the company owns. And number 3, they are looking into making additional acquisitions to further build its North American project portfolio. That right there is the fundamentals of this company.
The fundamentals of this company. You know what I think, Alpha Status Stocks? I think you have no idea what a financial statement is. I think you have no idea how to add or subtract. I think you have no financial backing. The only thing you know how to do is get paid by penny stock pump and dump corporations to promote garbage stocks on your scummy YouTube channel. Because that had nothing to do with fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis is looking at the financials. All you did was read off the slide, you freaking degenerate loser. Anyway, let's go hear the technical analysis from my favorite dude bro, the wannabe gangsta.
The exciting part is the technical analysis. So if you're going to be an investor in the stock market, it's not enough for you to just be one-sided. You have to know the fundamentals, but the DD never stops there. You have to know the technicals as well, because sometimes the technicals will tell a little bit more than the fundamentals. But when you put both together...
Technicals and fundamentals together? Genius!
So what happens when you have a very low float? Stick with me, guys. We're retail investors. I'm trying to look out for you here.
Oh, yeah. He's trying to look out for you. You know, let's not talk about tax advantage counts or total world index funds. Let's talk about freaking pump and dump penny stocks where you got paid to pump it, you disgusting grifter, you money grubbing piece of crap. Sick!
So when you only have 50 million shares outstanding, what happens is if a big whale comes in and decides to invest into this company, then you would absolutely see a volatile move to the upside. What this means is when this stock starts to get volume, this stock price will be moving. Now, the same thing goes for buying pressure and selling pressure as well. It wouldn't take much buying pressure to move this thing up, and it wouldn't take much selling pressure to move this thing down. So remember, OTC land is high risk, high reward. So as we always say on this channel, make sure that you know the risk before you get into any company, because me and Mike are not financial advisors on this channel.
Oh yeah, guys. We're not financial advisors, even though we're totally, basically telling you to buy the stock. Alan, what do you think about that? Are you looking at yourself in the picture? What do you think, Al? We need your opinion. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
All right, so now that you have that figured out, guys, what I really want to take a look at is just take a look at the 6-month chart here. You see that this stock has actually been performing very, very well. We know many of our penny stocks in OTC land were struggling all the way from February all the way to the month of August. But as you can see in the past 6 months, this stock has actually been performing very, very well, up over 79%. Now,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a technical trader, but it seems to me that just looking at the chart, no candlesticks, no lines, just saying, oh, it went up by X% over the last 6 months. How is that technical freaking analysis? Okay, these guys are a freaking joke. Fundamental analysis, where they don't look at anything, they don't even know what financial statements are. And then technical analysis, they look up a stock ticker on Google and they show you the chart. Wow. Remember, they're getting paid for this video. They're freaking losers. Anyway, I've had enough of watching these idiots. Let's go ahead and look at this company's financials, and then we're going to close out the video. All right, so here we have Apollo Gold and Silver's condensed interim financial statements. Alpha status, what's that? For the period ended May 31st, 2021. So let's see what's going on here, okay? Assets, current assets, we have $5.8 million, and they have current liabilities of $115,000. So this company's not going to go out of business anytime soon. That's cute. And they have an accumulated deficit, which means they've had a ton of losses, of $9.1 million in their shareholders' equity. So basically, this company's been losing money hand over fist ever since its inception. It's actually pre-revenue, which they did mention at the very end of the video, but that doesn't matter. So the company's not going out of business anytime soon, at least within a year, and they have a massive accumulated deficit. Let's look at the income statement. I don't see any revenues. All I see is expenses. That's right. They're not even generating revenues. Woo! All right. Statement of cash flows. So for the 6 months ended May 31st, 2020, so 6 months ended last year, they burned 108,000 Canadian dollars over 6 months, and they burned 444,000 Canadian dollars over the previous 6 months. So they're just burning money hand over fist, okay? I saw something else interesting on here, and you can actually go read this yourself. But there's actually a ton of stocks that are in the hands of initial investors that are currently locked away, so they can't exercise the stocks yet. But when that happens, there's going to be a massive share dilution from warrants, and there's probably going to be a dump in the price. So what you want to do is go down to, if you ever go and check this out and actually read these financial statements, you want to go to share capital and reserves. And it says, as of May 31st, the authorized share capital of the company is an unlimited number of common shares without par value. So the company can just create as many par or common stocks as they want. It just dilute as much as they want. Very interesting. So there were no recent private placements, not public placements, private placements. On April 27, 2020, the company closed a private placement of 12.5 million units at 0.5 per unit for gross proceeds of $625,000. Each unit consists of one common share and one warrant to purchase one common share of the company at 25 cents for 2 years from the date of closing. So basically by April 27, 2022, the holders of the warrants that bought this initial offering, this private placement, can buy one share of this company for 25 cents. Now think about it. If you initially invested in this company and you got a bunch of common shares on the cheap and you have these warrants, if you exercise them, you can buy a share of this company for 25 cents. So of course it's in your best interests to pump the stock price as much as possible. You want the share price to be super high because you can buy a share for 25 cents, no matter what the price is. That's what happens with these initial private placements. The people that get in the earliest get the most reward. That's how it works. And it kind of makes sense because, you know, you're taking the most risk the earlier you give this company money. But still, if the people that get in first get the most reward, who's getting screwed the most? It's probably you, the retail investor, because you have these initial private placements, and then you have Apollo start to advertise. The advertisers are paying all these chumps, including the freaking degenerate, whatever their freaking names are. they're paying them X amount of money. Maybe they're even paying them in shares. And then finally, the last person to go and buy the shares to pump them up is going to be you, their freaking fans, okay? You're the bottom string. You're the last person on this chain. Look at this. Private placements, they paid 5 cents per unit to get one common share and the option to exercise. Then they had another private placement, 25 cents per unit, one common share and 1/2 of one common share warrant to buy at 50 cents. So all these people that have these warrants, they want the stock price to be over 50 cents. So they can immediately buy the stock for 50 cents and then sell it for whatever price it's at. So you are the last in line. You are the last person to come in. So basically, you're almost buying in at the top. Think about that. You're the one that's paying all these initial investors by contributing your money. And you're going to be doing that because these freaking losers are pumping you and convincing you to buy the stock. So that's my thought. So you want to read here and see when they can actually exercise these warrants, because it's very important for shareholder dilution and because it kind of helps you see why there's so much advertising for this company, why they want the share price to go up. Anyway, that's it. This is another video proving how scummy these freaking losers are. Alpha status. I hope you watch this video. You're sick. You're a bunch of penny stock, paid off shills. That's it. You have a wonderful day. Choo!